I never found the right band to join, so I started my own. You want in?
So if you're anything like me, then you absolutely love a good ending to a movie. I'm talking endings that have you on the edge of your seat. That perfect ending you've been waiting for those whole 2 hours you've been watching. But what about a movie that ends when you least expect it to? I guess you could say I'm talking about Across the Spider-Verse. This is a movie that's filled with great themes, a thrilling story, and a hell of a character lineup. But the one thing that has stuck with me the most is that to be continued Spider-Verse style text that was led up to with a crazy plot twist and an epic score that was met with a whole lot of fucking charisma. So, my name is Maniel, shout out to NanoB Movies and the rest of the creators in making this trend, and let's talk about that one last scene from Across the Spider-Verse. In my personal opinion, it would be a crime to talk about this scene without discussing the music and score throughout these last 4 minutes, because the music really does carry the weight of this final scene. In these last 4 minutes, outside of Miles and Miles, there are only about 4 lines stated in its entirety. The rest is just this epic score that builds and climbs and hits every note right at just the right time. Daniel Pemberton really got in his bag with this. Look at him. You guys really think he knew inside of his mind of how great of a score he was making?
Do you ever look at someone and wonder what is going on inside their head?
The guy's a fucking genius when it comes to making the most jaw-dropping scores for these films. But the way him and his team managed to bring so much emotion and weight to this final moment in the most epic way possible is a true work of art. I like to think of this final score as 2 separate halves, Dread and Heroics. The first half perfectly captures the weight of the moment that the movie has set up for Miles being in the wrong universe. I just love the Prowler score infused with the same violins that were used to open up the movie. It gives the perfect amount of terror and tenseness to begin the scene with the introduction of Earth 42 Miles. The score enhances each shot of animation, beautifully mixing the sound effects with the visual shots on screen. The radio in the background of J. Jonah Jameson also adds another layer to the scene as well. It's so amazing how the score builds and climbs in tension, adding on new sounds and mixing them into the collective score that is just so brilliantly put together. No words of dialogue needs to be said between the scenes of Miles' parents looking out the window and Spot's final showcase, because the music perfectly defines them. It's something that even elevates Spot as a villain, given the fact that we truly buy into the darkness he can bring through this scene. You can even hear that heroic Miles score from the first movie underneath as the tension pushes towards our hero's focus. Just listening to Daniel Pemberton talk about how he put all of this together was so impressive.
We start to move from the electronic drums towards the real drums, because we're about to meet Gwen.
And yeah, let's talk about those drums, because this is that second half of the score that screams heroics. I swear, when these drums come in and that classic Spider-Man theme gets played on that amazing guitar riff, while we have a push in on Gwen's face, the scene reaches another level. It should be damn near illegal to create something that goes this damn hard. And then the movie score on the same literal beat you brought us in with, revealing that the whole movie was about Gwen and her telling the other Spider-Man about her idea to go save Miles, connecting to her speech in the foreshadows, it being Gwen's theme all along. The score in this second half amazingly gives you the feeling that this band of heroes are coming to save the day, and they do it in the most badass way possible. Making this whole music loop back to Gwen's opening is outstanding. It conveys a message that it's really been her story. They literally told a story through music. But let's push into the other aspect that made this scene so phenomenal. That damn conclusion. I absolutely love the choice to end these final moments with the focus being on Gwen. You could argue that she's just as much as a protagonist as Miles is in this movie. And this final scene serves as a bit of a completion to her character arc in the movie. As mentioned before, we literally open with Gwen playing her drums and feeling like she doesn't belong as a part of the band. We then follow her as she kinda gets caught up following the wrong crowd, as she's trying to feel belonged, and even wronging a close friend in Miles in doing so. But this scene serves as a bit of a redemption arc for her character. She makes that choice to choose to do what she thinks is right, and that's what all the Spider-Man in this movie has struggled with. Blurring the lines of what should happen, of who gets to decide someone else's fate. And just like Miles on the train, this is Gwen finding that thing within herself to say, nah, I'ma do my own thing. And she literally bands together the rest of her old friends to do the same. And I love that shit. Taking a stand against the hierarchy bullshit that's been put into place by someone with a biased belief. Doing the heroic thing and fighting for what's right. Being a Spider-Man and at least attempting to do both even if you don't know how it all will end. That's not just what makes a hero, but it's what makes a Spider-Man a Spider-Man. The writers did an amazing job of nailing that idea on the head. And being that we're literally months after being left on that Spider-Verse style text cliffhanger, I think this close to Gwen's arc serves as a bit of a satisfaction factor for the end of the movie. Because a cliffhanger is such a hard thing to do in pleasing an audience. I literally left the theater with my only complaint about the movie being that I wasn't still there watching the rest of it. But over the past few months, this cliffhanger of a scene has grown on me. The memory of people getting so hyped to see Spider-Man Noir and the rest of the old game be brought back helps too. It's a bit of a No Way Home type of thing, but still a small piece of the puzzle that makes this scene so special. Everything leading up to this moment, from the music to the animation to Gwen giving that smirk as the camera cuts to black as she moves towards her swing, is a phenomenal ride of adrenaline. One that very few movie endings can do, period, let alone do in a sequel. So, until we hear that sweet score with those drums again, I think we'll all be alright with this one last scene.
From the